you get blue, I got the loving for you. Yeah, I'll be there. Your heartache, it kills me, but your loving, it thrills me. I'll be there. Whatever tomorrow may hold, I know you're the one for me, child. And when we're together, my love, you give me hope and a way to cope. Yeah, yeah. I'll be there. Ooh, I'll be there. And when I'm at home, I got no one to hold. Won't you tell me I'll be there? If my mind is reeling from the stress that I'm feeling, I need you. I'll be there. I just need your love, and I long for your touch. Won't you tell me I'll be there? Your loneliness kills me, but your loving, it thrills me. Won't you speak those words? I'll be there. Whatever tomorrow may hold, I know you're the one for me, child. And when we're together, my love, you give me hope and a way to cope. Yeah, whenever you're lonely, just pick up the phone and call me. I'll be there. Girl, let me show you, you're my one and only. Like I told you, I'll be there. 'Cause if you get blue, I got the loving for you. I'll show I'll be there. Your heartache. got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting, uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888 888-7753 773 888-77 Jesse Jesse Jesse. And the biblical question for this week, my biblical question: why do you need anyone else's approval? Why do you need anyone else's approval? Amazing, huh? And for those who can't sit and watch the show live because you're busy for whatever reason, you still can listen live as it is happening. We've made a way. We've found a way. So you can listen on your iPhone or iPad. You can podcast too, so when you get back home or when you do have time to sit, you can watch it again. You can podcast the show, but you can be listening live by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. Amazing. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. All right. Manhood Hour is coming up in the third hour. Every Wednesday is Manhood Hour, rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I was reflecting a little bit yesterday, last night, even this morning. And I realized, and I've talked to a whole bunch of people, right? Just everywhere, a bunch of people, Christians and non-Christians alike. Almost, all kinds of denominational people that believe in different religions and all kinds of things. And I noticed that most people, if not all, because I do know one or two people, I have met one or two people over the years who understand and know this. But what I found is that nearly all people believe that you can't have perfect peace on earth. It's the dirtiest thing I ever seen. They don't believe you can have perfect peace on earth, and they don't believe in letting go and living. Oh, I know what it is. They don't believe that you can have perfect peace on earth, and they don't believe that you can have an angry-free life. That is so interesting to me, I don't know what to do with it. They don't believe that you can have an angry-free life, a life without anger, and they don't believe that you can have perfect peace. And they don't believe you're supposed to love all. The three most important things they don't believe. And I've been quietly paying attention to try to understand why don't they believe that. And then I hear them say, and they said to me too when I ask, they said, well, I don't know anyone that has perfect peace. Or I don't know anyone that doesn't have anger, they say. And because they don't know anyone that has perfect peace or that doesn't have anger, they don't believe it's possible. It's like you got to prove it to them before they can intellectually believe, because if you got to prove it to them, they're never going to spiritually believe it, right? But it's like they got to have proof before they can believe it. It is the most insane thing I've ever seen. It looked like even in your darkest mind, and the mind is dark, that you would, if you say you believe in God, look like you would put two and two together and say, okay, if I believe in God, why do I hate anyone? God loved all. He said, I sent my son for all. He didn't say I leave one out, right? He said, I sent my son for all, and not because you love me, but because I love you. God sent. But people say, well, I don't know all, so I don't love all. I don't love my enemy. I don't love the person, the white man or the Jew man or the Jewish man or the black man or this. Why do you think that's rational? Why? God loved you, and you didn't even deserve the love. And yet, he did an amazing thing for you. You don't even know the depths of it yet. But you say you don't love all. He said to love your enemy. You say you don't love your enemy. You don't love the ones that hurt you. It is just, I understand the mind though, so I'm like, finding it interesting, but I do understand. Look like you would just say, okay, I don't have perfect peace. I hope to get it. Christ came that you may have peace and have perfect peace. Why would you want to serve a God that is no different than the God that you're already serving? Nothing changes, right? You're still miserable. You were in misery. You were lost. And you heard about a God that you can be found, and then you go and you say you found this guy, right? I believe it. I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And you're still miserable. Why would you want that God? And you still don't have perfect peace, and you still don't love your enemy. Love your neighbor, ask yourself, love your enemy. I just don't know why you accept. I mean, I'm saying it for the purpose of conversation, but why would you accept that? And then you still say you're a Christian, you're a black Jew, you're a black Israelite, you're a Mormon, you're that religion where they said nobody going to heaven but them on a few. I don't know how you accept that. And you read the Bible, and you read the phony Bible about black Israelites, and you read the Jewish Bible, and it's all about love. Allah, Abba. Why, I don't know if all those Bibles are about love or not, but it's interesting. But do what you want. Stay in your hell. Don't believe that you can have perfect peace. You got to have proof. I thank God that I didn't need to have proof before he gave me perfect peace. I didn't even think I have to know someone that had perfect peace. It just came about without me realizing. If I had thought, well, I ain't gonna never have perfect peace, I got to see somebody with it first. And you believe all that mess in your head. You don't know nobody with perfect peace. Ain't no such thing, they say. I don't love everybody. I don't know everybody. I just love the ones that treat me right. And as soon as they don't treat you right, you don't love them. Whatever you consider right to be. And you don't even know what right is. You don't even know if you're being treated right or wrong. But you think you do. Amazing. But anyway, I want to tell you this, and I'm going to get to your calls. Election time is near. It's like really near now. And in some states, people are already voting. They are already voting, mail-in voting kind of a thing. And in the meantime, the illegal aliens, not just from Mexico, but of around the world, have heard, y'all better hurry up and get over there to America because Trump looked like he just might win. And once he get in, you don't have a chance. You got to do it the right way or no way. May God have mercy on our country. It's gone. And so they are rushing. There's another drove of illegal on the way. They coming from the south, the north, the east, the west, right down through Mexico. They're coming. Isn't that amazing? They tried to get here before the election time, just in case Donald Trump, the great white hope, may win and bring America to order again. And the Democratic Party and the right-o Republicans, you know that woman Liz Cheney? I'm not sure. Now, I haven't seen any medical reports or anything, right? I know nothing about her mindset or anything. Well, I know a little bit about her mindset because I do see that she hates Donald Trump. That woman hates Donald Trump so much, it appears that she's willing to allow America to be destroyed to get back at one man. She and her daddy, Dick Cheney, I think that's her daddy, either a husband or a father. Is it her husband or a father?
That's her daddy.
That's her father?
That's her father.
Why it look like her husband for some reason?
She got that
Oh, she old.
hell on her face.
This woman heart is so wicked that she'll destroy all of this woman up there with Kamala Harris. She knows she doesn't. That woman don't like Kamala. I don't believe. But to get back at Trump, she's up there looking stupid. But anyway, some more illegal aliens are coming, so you can expect more trouble in America. Robbing, stealing, killing, raping, break-ins, all kinds of things. Because these people come from asshole countries and they're asshole people. According to News Nation, a large caravan of migrants is heading from southern Mexico toward the United States southern borders. Watch this from News Nation.
Yeah, so this caravan is around 2,000 migrants. It's on its way north right now to the U.S.-Mexico border. And officials across Texas say they are in active alert, including officials in El Paso. Now, officials in El Paso are adding that they are tracking that caravan's movement and are in active conversation with Mexican authorities. Many migrants are now viewing this as kind of their last chance to make it into the United States and seek asylum. With that upcoming election, migrants are expected that with a Trump administration, with that possibly of winning in November, that the Trump administration could introduce more of those hardline immigration policies and cracking down on asylum, but also ending that CBP-1 Act, which Mexican officials say now migrants are growing very impatient with, and say that we could possibly see even more of these smaller groups come here to the U.S.
Wow. And when they get here, they get free stuff and your taxes go up. They're coming from everywhere. They're bringing their babies and everything. Are you happy about this? Talk to Europe. It happened over in Europe, and now the Europeans have so many problems, they don't know what to do with them. News Nation is reporting that after infighting among rival fractions of the Sinaloa cartels, which erupted after U.S. authorities apprehended two of its leaders back in late July, members are now permitted to shoot at Border Patrol agents. They are permitted, according to News Nation, to shoot at the Border Patrols. You have your government to thank for this. The Biden-Kamala Harris administration. And you want Kamala as your president? What's wrong with you? Don't you have enough inner conflict happening? Why do you want more conflict from the outside? Because if you let these people stay in office, that's what's going to happen. And they don't have to worry. That's why they can just let a man do what they want. Kamala Harris and Biden and Liz Cheney and all of they don't worry. They're behind gated fence. They have bodyguards. They have security guards. They have weapons. They're okay, but not you. You little peasant. Your life is not worth anything to these people. That's their thinking. Their thinking is that. Oh, here's a soundbite. Let's see. Oh, I do have a soundtrack about the drug cartels, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it. It's like way down my thing here. Let me hear that.
From News Nation?
Yeah, News Nation.
So it's long been kind of this understanding of sorts that the Mexican cartel stays over in Mexico. They don't fire on or attack U.S. law enforcement because it's bad for business. They would be shut down, and they know it. But there has been basically a war within the Sinaloa cartel, and that prompted this alert that we actually obtained that's circulating amongst Border Patrol that shows that cartel operatives have actually been given permission to shoot at U.S. Border Patrol agents because of their response to this fighting within the Sinaloa cartel. Border Patrol's response is prompting the deployment of Mexican law enforcement, which the cartel is trying to avoid here.
In the United States of America. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Remember when America was amazing? It was great. At least when I was growing up. And then when I first moved to L.A. All that's gone now. It's just a memory. 888. So get ready, folks. You think it's bad now? And it is. Have you noticed how electric bills have gone up? Your electric bill went up. I remember when my home electric bill was like really, really low. Now it's through the roof. I'm like, what the? I'm not using any more than I was using before. and the price is going through the roof. Because in California, the Democratic so-called leadership, they want electric cars and get rid of gas. And you're falling for it. And then you complain about how expensive things are. And you vote for the people that make sure things are expensive for you. What's wrong with you? Oh, you're a Democrat and you're just going to be a Democrat no matter what. You're just going to vote Democrat no matter how much they dump on you. You're still going to vote for them. You have identified with being a Democrat. And now you can't get rid of that false identity. You're stuck with it. And it brings you misery. You're still stuck with it. You love it. Let me go out to Florida. First time caller, Lulu out of Florida. Lulu, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the show.
I just wanted to tell you that I actually grew up as a liberal, but now for this election, I'm voting for the Great White Hope.
Right on. The Great White Hope. What changed your mind? Because I personally know a lot of Democrats, and they are miserable with high taxes and electric bills and everything, but they're stuck with this identity of being a Democrat. How were you able to change?
So basically, I started seeking for the truth because my life was a mess, and so I knew that there was something greater than me. So I started looking for the truth, and then I found your channel, other channels, and, it led me to God, and then it led me to,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. Congratulations. Amazing.
Amazing. I actually wanted to answer your biblical question, though.
Why do you need anyone else's approval?
So it's because of the fear of man instead of fear of God.
Meaning what?
Basically, people fear others, and that's why they seek others' approval.
And so at one point you feared other people?
Yes, I feared what they would say about me.
Oh. And did you know that you feared human beings?
No, I didn't until I renewed my mind.
Right on. Amazing. Well, you stay with it, stay with it, stay with it, and stay with it.
Thank you, Jesse.
It's only going to get better, Lulu, if you just stay with it and stay aware. That's all you need to do now is stay aware and then do your practical things. Go to work, build yourself a house, stuff like that. But other than that, you stay present, and you have not seen anything. I can't even find the words to express how amazing things will become for you, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and thanks for calling, and thanks for responding to the biblical question. I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday.
Okay, awesome.
Take care now.
Bye.
A Democrat who woke up. I literally know people said, no, I'm a Democrat. I don't care how bad it gets. I am loyal to the Democratic Party. They don't care about you, but you care about them, right? Can you get it dumber? Can you get any dumber than that? I want to remind you that there's a bond, B-O-N-D, archive service coming up today. All right, a bond archive service today. I think we have a clip for it, don't we? Watch this, folks. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. None of us were worthy of love. No, all sinners on earth, right? 1 or 2, maybe not. But God loved us enough to come and save us from hell. Who are we to say who we shouldn't be loving? Wow. I mean, it doesn't even compute. Who are we? God came to save us, and he allowed his son to sacrifice his life for the unloved. Nobody worthy of love, but he did it anyway. And now we're walking around talking about who is not lovable? That's amazing. I had no idea. So check that host report out tonight, the service out at 3 p.m. Pacific time today. I want you to really think about that. You think that you are better than God, so you're going to decide who you love and who you don't love. And then you justify you don't love all. What vanity, huh? Well, it's up to you. What you don't know, in not loving all, you're so deceived, you don't even know you're deceived. You don't know you're playing God. Earl is a first-time call out of Michigan. Earl, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, you remember it's me, Earl Hutchinson?
Earl Hutchinson.
Yeah, I remember from the 90s. Remember we were talking about when they're going to integrate the Judge Clarence Thomas?
Oh, yeah. Wow. How you doing?
I'm good.
That's amazing, man. So much time. I had another friend call the show, and I hadn't heard from him in years.
Well, I think I heard it was a Doyle Walker.
Yeah, right, Doyle. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, amazing.
Earl, wow. Well, it's good to hear from you, man.
Yeah, I think I was the one that wrote the book, The Mugging of Black America.
Yeah, I remember that. Amazing. Well, it's good to hear from you. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. And what was the biblical question again?
Why do you need anyone else's approval?
That's kind of a trick question because, like, I think that we think that we don't need their approval, but then, like, subconsciously, we still seek it. We still seek for validation,
and so
when we shouldn't be.
And so, why do you need anyone else's approval? Why do you need it?
Because we live like in a society where we still want to fit in still.
And so at your age and experience, you still want to fit into society?
At some conscious level, yeah, like, because we still need to, like, follow the rules.
And what rule is it that you're not following? I mean, what do you mean? What rules you need to follow?
Like, we need to follow the law. For example, like the police.
Amazing. That's amazing. Earl, I can't believe that I can't believe you're on the phone. That's amazing. How old are you now?
I'm like 82.
You're 82?
Yeah, I'm probably older than you, Jesse.
You're older than dirt. Amazing. Earl.
Maybe.
Earl.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you calling. Can you call my office today?
Yeah.
Give me a call. I want to talk to you some more. See what's up. 323-782-1980. 323-782-1980. All right?
Okay.
It's good to hear from you, man. What? Nah. I got to take a break. Back in a moment. Wow. These are some people that I've been working with for years, folks. Back in a moment. The conservatives are being shut down, discriminated against, shadow banned, and all that kind of stuff. So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to jlptalk.com and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingdemand.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and Sunny. And also, we have thefatherstate.tv. Ring the bell. Okay, a quick reminder. There's an archive service today at, let me see, I got to scroll back up here. I believe it's at 3 p.m.
Correct, Pacific time.
A bond archive service. You don't want to miss it at 3 p.m. That's amazing. Listen, hearing from Earl. People I used to work with back in the 90s, folks. And Earl used to live here in L.A. Now he's in Michigan. 80-some years old. What the? My, how time go by. Anyway, so check out the archive service at 3 p.m., the Bond archive service at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Y'all got to do better. You got to love one another. Satan don't want you to love one another. He's lying to you. You got to love even your enemy. But if you understood yourself, you would clearly understand your enemies, and then you would know why you have to love them. But you don't know yourself, and so as a result, you don't know what's going on. The Hake report is coming up at 4 p.m. Not 4 p.m. What am I thinking? That's the American Anchor, baby. The Hake report is at 9 a.m. this morning, every morning, Monday through Friday, right after my show, thehakereport.com. And at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV. He black. Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 3 p.m., a Bond archive service, all right? 3 p.m. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. At 4 p.m. Pacific time. All right? What a mess. Hey, get ready. Order your Christmas gifts now. Your books and things. My books are amazing. Nice gifts for Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, whatever. And check out the Bond store, rebuildingdemand.com/store. We have for Racial Responsibility, the scam, how the black leadership exploits black America, the 7 guaranteed steps to spiritual, financial, and financial success guide, and the antidote, healing America from the poison of hate, blame, and victimhood. Go to rebuildingdemand.com, rebuildingdemand.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. All right? And Get your order in so we can get them back out and you can get them in time. Let me go over to Canada and talk to Houston out of Canada. Houston, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Amazing. Good morning.
Oh, good morning. I wanted to take a shot at the biblical question.
Why do you need anyone else's approval?
I need their approval because they employ me.
Because they employ you?
Yes, sir.
What type of approval you need from them because they employ you? What do you mean?
I have to provide a good service for the wage that they provide me, whether I'm tired, whether I want to do it, because there's bills to pay and there's responsibilities to take care of.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate that. I really want to respond so badly. I can understand it. But I will wait until Sunday. Thank you for that, though, okay?
Thank you for taking my call, Jesse.
Yes, buddy. Amazing. Interesting response. I wanted to have some input on that, but I want to hear from others about it. Daniel is a first-time caller out of Norway. Heard around the world by everybody and they mama if you're black. And if you're white, everybody and their mama. Daniel. Daniel gone. Call back, Daniel. Huh? I hung up on him. Oh, that was an accident, Daniel. Call back. Let me know when he call back. Or if he call back. Mo, a first-time caller out of Texas. Mo Better Blue. Mo, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Mo.
How are you doing?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Oh, man, thank you for doing what you do. I'm a 38-year-old black man. I'm a construction worker, you know.
Amazing.
I travel around town, you know, around the country, and I talk to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of black people. And, you know, I'm voting this year and for who you would call the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope.
I call him Teflon Don Gangster Trump.
That's for sure.
Because they keep throwing all these bogus charges on him. You know, it's not really sticking, you know, and they tried to shoot him and he got right back up. You know, he didn't act like a punk, you know.
That's right.
So that's kind of gangster to me, you know. And
right
I think, man, I think a lot of black people, man, they're just on the Democratic plantation. You know what I mean? They got PTSD from some stuff that never happened to them.
Yeah.
And they're just easily manipulated by racism, you know. They will override their common sense because somebody says somebody's racist, you know. And I'm trying to pull people off the plantation. But I got to say, man, you know, I'm very surprised because a lot of black people, especially the black men, are starting to stand up and say, no, we're not doing this no more.
Yeah.
We're not doing this again, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and it's got to start with the men, you know. It's got to start with the men. You know, people got to think for themselves. People got to use their own critical thinking ability. And there's not a lot of that going on right now, but it is starting to turn, though. It is.
All right. One thing that is nice about this, too, is that a lot of the black men are not listening to the black woman on this one because there are black women, women tend not to forgive that easily, but they are still voting for Kamala, but a lot of men are saying, no, I'm voting for Trump. And it's unusual to see a lot of black men not following the black woman in today's society. It wasn't always that way. So it's nice to see the black men leading the way in the right way. I like that.
You know, well, you know, you have something here where, you know, it's an emotional decision versus a logical decision, right?
Yes.
I can look at it from a logical standpoint, and I can tell you my rent went up. It cost me about $100 to fill up my truck every week. You know, my food cost is up. It is amazing, man. It is amazing. I went to the store last week for one person, and I spent $185 on food, and I didn't even get nothing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
And
what a mess. So let me ask.
It's a mess.
Let me ask Mo, how are your family and friends reacting to the fact that you're supporting Trump?
Oh, terrible, man. Terrible. I'm in this group chat, and they are sending me all this wild Democratic nonsense propaganda.
Yeah.
This doesn't even make sense. And I'm asking them, like, does this actually make sense to you? Like, do you hear yourself what you're saying to me,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound. It sounds crazy. Like you're telling me I'm in the cold. Like no, you're in the cold. You sound crazy because at least if I'm voting for somebody, I'm voting for somebody that's going to do something positive for me.
Yes.
You're sitting over here voting for a woman that's supposedly black, and we can't even prove that. I've seen no physical proof of it.
Yeah.
In fact, it's funny. I told somebody the other day. I said, Kamala. They said it's Camilla or whatever. I said, you know what? I'm not even going to disrespect her. I'm just going to call her Lotus Flower. They said, what is that? I said, Lotus Flower. You don't know what Lotus Flower is? They said, no. I said, that's what Kamala means in Indian. It means lotus flower.
Wow.
So you're talking about you got a black woman that, we can't even prove she's black, and her name is Indian. I don't know. To me, I think she's Indian, but I don't even think that's the biggest point. The biggest point is she's terrible.
Yeah.
She's bad at her job.
Yeah.
She lies. She don't even work at McDonald's, Trump worked at McDonald's longer than she did.
That's right. Amazing. Mo,
It's
I
amazing.
appreciate you, man. Thanks for this call, and right on.
Right on. I appreciate what you do, Jesse.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Amazing. See, there are black people waking up. Don't tell me they're not waking up. They're waking up. Patrick is out. There's a line open, 888-77-53773. Patrick is out of Massachusetts. Patrick, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
I was going to just turn off my generator. 2 seconds. There you go. It's off.
Okay.
My bad, man. I'm working.
Right
All right,
on.
man. Good morning. Good morning to you and to Hake, Joel, everybody there.
Morning. Thanks for calling.
Oh, of course, man. Thank you for taking my call. So today I just want to talk about money, because, we spend half of our life chasing it. It is because we work all the time. And I just say most of the time, money is good to work in life, to ability to flow through life. You need it. But, I don't want to Bible thump because I know it's not Bible Thumper Thursday. But I was reading the Bible recently. I read it sometimes,
Okay.
And I was reading Revelation, and it says about the mark of the beast and everything, that once we have it on our wrist or on our forehead, that we're not going to be able to sell or buy anything, and I was thinking about that, about that mark and about money and everything. And I thought about, man, I can just go on the rural side, and live from the land. I can just plant and eat from the things I plant, have some cows, have some stuff, and not even worry about money. And I see on the Bible, too, that Jesus said that you give to Caesar what is from Caesar, and to God what is from God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he basically says don't even to touch the money, not even mess with it. And I see a guy, too, that talks about that. And my question for you is that, do you believe that when you have money, you pay your taxes, you work every day, do you believe you're financing all these wars, you're financing castration of young children, you're financing everything bad that the government does? Do you believe you're financing that when
Absolutely.
you pay your taxes?
Absolutely. Our tax dollars are going toward everything, especially nowadays, that we would never volunteer and give our money to, right? But as far as your relationship with money, don't think about it. Don't worry about it. Money is just a tool so that you can function in a physical sense on earth. You use it to buy food, to buy yourself a house, to buy a car, gas. But it's not something that you need to be worried about. You shouldn't worry anyway, but it's not something that you need to identify with or think about. You need it, and that's why God made it possible. But don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's clear to me. I don't worry about it. I have no worries. I just think about it, and I see a guy, too, that says that, you're financing all this bad stuff. You do it. And he talks about Bitcoin, that with Bitcoin, you're not financing anything. You don't pay taxes on it. They don't see. They can track you. You don't pay taxes on it. And when he says that, when you realize that if you have this other way of having wealth that does not have to do nothing with the government and nothing with all that bad stuff, he says that if you don't switch to this pure form of wealth, he says that you're just ignorant and you're complying with the bad stuff.
Well, the one thing I want to tell you, Patrick, is that the government will find a way to tax even Bitcoin and all that, because the government is really huge now. It's a big government, and the people keep voting in the wrong type of people to represent them in government. And so, though the government is wrong for what it's doing, you can't blame them because it's the people who vote in the same old people over and over again, and then they start complaining about it. So until we, the voters, get back to voting out these people and voting in the people that's going to work for us and not against us, it's not going to get better. I mean, I was thinking about the government in California. We have a liberal government, a democratic government, and then they don't do anything good for the taxpayer, period. It's all about self. It's all about their ego. And they're wasting our money on the homeless people, on out of wedlock birth people, daycare centers, and drugs and everything. But you can't blame them because the people will vote them in and year out. They still vote them in, so it's the people. The people get the kind of government they deserve. And so I wouldn't put worry, and you said you're not worried, I understand that. But even if you lived off the grid, did you say the grid, right?
The land, like land, you have your plants, you have your cows, you have your meat.
But even if you lived off the land, you still gonna have to deal with the government. Because
you're just gonna have to pay your land tax.
Yeah, you gotta pay taxes. You gotta buy food for the cows. You gotta buy food for yourself in some form or another. You still gonna do it. So it's best to just seek first the kingdom of God in His right way, and put that first. Put loving the truth and seeking the truth before anything else. And then you wouldn't have to worry about the government at all because you will be provided for. You don't have to do any trickery. You don't have to listen to these stupid people giving you bad advice about how to deal with the government. You'll be fine, but you got to put first thing first.
Right, put the kingdom of God first.
Before anything or anyone, because right now there's no way around getting around the government.
Right, yeah. All the people want they're gonna have the bad government because they hate God.
Yeah,
so they
absolutely.
hate anything that's good.
Absolutely, amazing.
Yes, so we're not changing the government. I understand that. So even though it says in the Bible, so it's not like a warning. It's just telling you what's gonna happen, and nothing you do is gonna change it. So just live your life.
Yeah, because the world is evil. Human beings, nature is wicked. Human beings are evil. And so as long as they are evil, they're going to be of the world. But if your heart changed from anger to love, and your nature, that old nature is taken away, in spite of everything that's happening around you, you'll be fine because you'll be living from your world. And they'll be living out of their world. And their world will not affect you because you have put first things first. So don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Live your life. Get better. Get out of anger.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Yeah, man. That's clear.
Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Jesse. Have a blessed day, man.
You too, buddy. Amazing. Super chat. Super. One line open. 888-77 Jesse.
Someone bought a coffee. Hello, young men. My son moved into his girlfriend's house. They made a baby who's now around 2 years old, and I didn't tell you he's playing dad to her 12-year-old daughter. I have mentioned you to him to listen because I have mentioned you to him for him to listen because he's having issues. We'll continue on next coffee. Thank you.
All right, thank you. But let him suffer, though. You have told him, but you don't try to make him do right. Let him live in his hell, right? And just don't be angry at him, and it doesn't sound like you're angry at him, but don't feel sorry for him or anything. That's his world, and he has decided he wants to live in a miserable, lost world. And so God will leave him there, so you should too. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you.
This someone bought 3 more coffees in reference to this son living with the girlfriend, 12-year-old, her 12-year-old daughter, his 2-year-old son.
You got to be insane to take a woman that already had children. It's like you got to know something wrong with you.
Desperation.
But anyway, yeah.
I don't go over and really don't get to see the grandson. I want to say something to him about the daughter and to him not being the dad. Should I? Should I stay out of their business?
So this is his son's girlfriend, right?
His son and his son's girlfriend, his son's girlfriend's daughter, and the son's playing stepdad.
I would warn him, of course. You know, hey, son, this is not a good decision. First of all, you should not be living with the woman. You're not married to her. Secondly, she already has a child, so there's nothing but trouble. The child is never going to love and accept you as father. It's just going to be more trouble. And this woman, for whatever reason, that she's not with the man that she had the other baby with, it's going to happen to him. Warn him about it, and then let him leave it up to him. Leave it up to him. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone very generous. 4 coffees.
Thank you.
Matt J, 3 coffees. Jesse, have you ever thought about having a day of the week dedicated to Democrat callers in order to get their heads on straight? They do a bad job articulating their stances on the evil filth they support and the crazy politicians they vote for. So you need a little extra time for them, like the Bible thumpers. Matt.
Good suggestion. I'll smoke on it. Amazing. Thank you, Matt.
Julie from Connecticut, Eric's wife. Hi, Jesse, Hake, Joel, Nick, Daniel, Omid. It's my birthday today. Many exclamation marks. Thank you to you all for the JLP Show for showing me the way. I love you guys.
Amazing. Thank you. We love you back, and happy birthday.
Indeed.
And may Eric do your cameo birthday.
Nice.
Cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peters. And I can do a special shout out for you. But happy birthday.
Rachel bought a coffee. I live with my parents, sadly, because I lost my job. I'm in my late 20s and think it will take me 6 months to move out. My sister is much neater than me. She's 22 and lives at home as well. She's always nagging on me about being messy. I try my best, but sometimes there are just things I forget. I feel as though I am messy, but also that if I keep cleaning what she asks, that she will never be happy and always find something else to complain about. How do I discern about something reasonable and what is unreasonable? Asks Rachel.
And so
she doesn't know how much she should be cleaning because her sister complains that she's messy.
I mean, but no one should have to tell you to clean your mess up, right? Clean
Right.
your mess. What now?
Unless it's your own. If it's your own space, you can leave that part messy, maybe.
Especially if you live in somebody else's house like that. Clean your mess up. And wish your sister well. Thank you.
Seeker bought a coffee. What does the word choice mean to you?
Choice?
I think we'll have to answer it after this.
Yeah, let me
break.
take a quick break. 2 more hours to go. When I come back, straight to your phone calls and super chat. Thank you all. Hake news, not the fake news, is coming right now. The Hake news, not the fake news. The guy with the good hair. And I'll be back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them. The blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
A whole lot of mess going on in the world. They're coming out with E. coli from McDonald's. Conspiracy? I think not. Or coincidence? I don't know. And there's a commie nonsense town hall with Kamala nonsense happening tonight. I heard J.D. Vance is going to be on News Nation tomorrow. That's Thursday. And the FAA is getting ready for flying cars. So cool. Hopefully. This is the end of hour one of the JLP Peterson Show. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, AD 2024. There is one line open. You can call in right now. 1-888-775-3773. One call per day per person per show. All right? One call per day per show per person. During Hake News, Not Fake News, to get on hold, to get on air with JLP with your question or comment, or just say hello. And thank you. The FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, evil organization, right? Affirmative action organization nowadays, has published new rules that they call the final piece of the puzzle toward allowing electric air taxis to start whizzing through the skies. Pilots must now learn the new subset of aircraft designs, part of a budding industry being flooded with investment money. Shout out to investors, in hopes of a future that closely mirrors the flying cars from the Jetsons. Remember that's a cartoon, right? Yes, the cartoon from the 80s, maybe 90s. Probably not 90s. Commie Nonsense Town Hall, or should I say Kamala Nonsense Network Town Hall. The so-called Vice President cackling Kamala Harris, Lotus Flower, shout out to the blacks, will participate in a CNN town hall, 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific. I wonder if American Anchor Baby will cover this exciting display. Check him out. He may or may not. Might not. Might be boring. With an audience of undecided voters, quote unquote, from PA, Pennsylvania, beautiful Pennsylvania. Our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, he declined Commie Nonsense's or Kamala Nonsense Network's invitation to participate in that town hall. Trump Tuesday also falsely said, says Commie Nonsense, that Kamala was taking another day off tomorrow as she readies for the live CNN event. She's taking another day off tomorrow, they say. What the H? He said H-E double toothpicks. I almost want to say it. But maybe she knows something that we don't know. Trump said at a rally in North Carolina. He's done many rallies and many, many interviews, many more than lame-o cackling Kamala. Our greatest president has been raising doubts about the integrity of the election as he accuses demon rats without evidence of trying to cheat in the 2024 race. I mean, look at how they're trying to cheat to, like, accuse him of crimes. Isn't that kind of cheating to accuse him of crimes? In my opinion, maybe not. Analysts say Trump, who wrongly insists the 2020 election was marred by massive fraud, is setting the stage to challenge a potential defeat in November. Seems like it's an interesting setup. They're trying to say that it's neck and neck, right? What a mess. Mickey D's, McDonald's, the CDC, scared woman-led unchristian CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So much for control, so much for prevention. They issued a food safety alert yesterday regarding a multi-state E. coli outbreak that they say is linked to McDonald's Quarter Pounders. Quarter Pounder with cheese? Mouth is watering. At least 49 illnesses been reported across 10 states, including one death. Most of the illnesses are in Colorado and Nebraska. The agency says the investigation is fast-moving and that information reviewed by the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, also not Christian probably, shows the slivered onions are likely a source of contamination. McDonald's stated that they've removed the slivered onions and quarter pounder patties from stores in Colorado, Kansas, Utah, Wyoming, portions of Idaho, Iowa, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. And other stores in other states, they might not even be available. What a shame. I'm James Hake.
got to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. Manhood Hour is coming up in the next hour. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. My biblical question, and it's a real doozy. It's like one of those hola, si, señor doozy. It's like, señor, no, señor, no, si, señor, no, I don't steal. No, señor, I don't steal. And then they steal everything from you. Why do you need anyone else's approval? Why do you need anyone else's approval? Why? You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad, no matter where you are in the whole wide world. In the whole wide world, you can listen to the show live. You can podcast. You can listen to it. Even if you're a cartel and you're going to be shooting at the Border Patrol, while you're shooting, you can be listening to the show. Isn't that amazing? On the borders, while you're shooting at the cartels, knowing that our government is kind of okay with it. You could be listening to the show on your iPhone, iPad by calling the listen line at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, and we are going to finish up the super chat that we started with, you can, to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk and Bond JLP Cash App. Or Bond JLP Cash App. I want to show you this picture of my producer, Sean. Sean is an outdoorsman. He's not a desk person, right? And he used to be my producer, but he had to go back and take care of his farm, and he loved deer hunting. And so he went deer hunting, and he killed a deer. Oh, my deer, with a bow and arrow. And he put black smut on his face. Is that a black face or what?
Yeah, I think that's not allowed, man.
Sean got a black face.
White people have to leave their translucent white skin visible.
The reason I want to show y'all this again, I think this is so amazing. I don't know what to do. I remember growing up in Alabama, though I've never killed a deer, I have killed squirrels and rabbits and those little wild birds and things like that. And this time of year, down in Sweet Home, Alabama, though he's in, where's Sean?
Like the
what state
New Jersey area.
Yeah, New Jersey.
But like somewhere else.
But he goes somewhere else hunting.
Big time.
I think this like almost made me want to move back to Alabama.
Look at all those leaves.
And those leaves, it just feels like fall. It feels like winter.
I met people out here who don't know colors change. The leaves change color.
I know. What a sad way to live. And so that's Sean, my ex-producer, and he just went hunting, and he killed a deer. Oh, my dear. Nice, Sean. It just reminded me of Sweet Home. I was talking to some friends down in Alabama, family members down in Alabama recently, and they too were getting ready to go hunting. Patrick called from Massachusetts.
How about that?
Patrick called from Massachusetts. He was talking about living on the land. That is living off the land. We have more pictures? When you get there, let me know. Hake can tell me that we do have more of Sean. I want to go to South Africa? Mommy Africa, and talk to a first-time caller, MAKA, M-A-K-A, MAKA. MAKA, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. How are you?
All is well. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thanks for having this time for me.
Yes, sir.
I have 3 questions.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel as though my parents raised me well, and they were good parents. So I don't really know what to forgive. I have no reason to forgive them, if that makes sense.
You have no reason because they were good parents, right?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't suffered any traumatic things. They were good parents. My dad is a pastor, and
so what
everything is great.
What's good about them?
They believe in God. I feel as though they raised me with the right values. They've always tried to tell me right from wrong. Because, they've always tried to raise me through the Bible. And I feel as though that's the best thing any parent can do.
And what are the right values they raise you with?
One of them is I'm actually still a virgin. I was heavily influenced by them. They've always just told me to keep that for marriage. Another thing, sorry, I'm kind of nervous. What the hell?
Relax. All the way
Another
from Mommy Africa. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm chilling now. The more I talk, yeah.
So let me ask you, your mother did, while growing up, your mother did nothing wrong to make you angry, irritate you, or anything at any time, right?
Nah, that's not entirely true. I mean, every human being is susceptible to making another person angry. But
so give me an example Give me an example of something that your mother would do that irritated you, or you wish you had not done it or stopped doing it. Give me a one example of something that you wish you did not do.
Every time I get back home, she likes sending me a lot. A lot. It kind of annoys me sometimes. But
she like doing what?
She sends me around the house to do a lot of chores sometimes.
Oh. And
yeah, it kind of annoys me sometimes.
And did you tell her to stop doing that to you?
I say it sometimes as a subtle remark, like a joke. Mom, you send me a bit too much, don't you think? But I've never went to her face and told her, yo, stop sending me around.
And why not?
That's just a disrespectful thing to do,
Why is that disrespectful? It's disrespectful to be feeling that way and not tell her to stop. If you loved her, you would correct her.
Okay. Let's say it was my dad. Can I tell my dad to stop it?
if it was with your father or your mother, it was something that would irritate you and you didn't want them to do it, if you loved them, you would be straight up and tell them to cut that out. And the reason you don't speak up to them because you resent them. And you tell yourself, oh, I love them. Those are my parents. You're making excuses. And what you don't realize is because you have not forgiven them, when you do start dating or you get married, you're going to marry a woman just like your mother, and you're going to catch the same hell that your father caught from your mother and is catching from your mother because you're not being honest with them. You're not showing them love.
Okay, what if I have a petty reason for being angry? Like, let's say she tells me to wake up before 1 p.m. for sake of a better argument, right? And you know that waking up at 1 p.m. can be bad. And she's genuinely trying to help me. And because that makes me angry, does that mean she's wrong or she's just trying to help me out?
How old are you?
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
How old are you?
I'm 22.
She has no business of telling you to wake up. You're a grown man. Are you living with them?
Yeah, I kind of am at the moment.
And why are you living with your parents at 22? If they loved you, they would not let you live with them at 22.
I think there's just like a societal difference. Probably in the U.S., people tend to leave home a lot earlier.
Not now.
Like
they're doing the same thing here. There are men who are living with their mama at the age of 18, 19, 20, and on and on and on. It's the same spirit here, too. It's no different. And then they make up excuses.
I'll ponder on that.
They make up excuses. Oh, it's a cultural thing, blah, blah, blah. So forgive your mother for imposing that on you. And I want to ask you about your father, too, but can you give me one more thing that your mother irritates you with? You wish you would either stop saying or stop doing?
I feel as though she interrogates my life sometimes, especially like when I'm in varsity. She always just wants to make sure I'm not like drinking or, doing something bad like the other kids.
You say, especially
yeah,
when you...
I'll just say like
you say what now?
I'll just say sometimes she can be really intrusive. But,
and you say
intrusive to a point where I feel like she's kind of impeding into my personal life a bit. Yeah.
And you say especially when you're where?
University.
Oh, okay.
When I'm far from home.
And do you tell her to back off and stop doing that?
I've never thought about doing that. I'll be honest. I've never thought of doing that.
And why not? You're a grown man. Why haven't you thought of doing that?
Man, I've always thought like, she's my mom. Like, respect your mom. Like, don't talk back at her.
So you're making up excuses not to stand up to your mother and show her love. And the reason that you're not doing it is because you resent your mother. When you ask your father...
You really think so?
Uh-huh, without a doubt. That's why you want to tell her to back off. She's irritating you at school. She's irritating you when you're home. And you're allowing her to do it. And you're a grown man. And you won't tell her to stop. You won't tell her how the cow ate the cabbage because you are afraid to, and you make up excuses and say, oh, that's my mom. That's the same thing you're going to do with the women in your life. You're going to make up excuses, and they're going to resent you for it and give you pure hell.
Okay, no, thanks. I appreciate that. One last question, though, Jesse.
Okay, don't forget the question, but let me ask this. When you ask your father, why didn't he helped you deal with your mother. What does he say? What did he say?
I'll be honest. I talked to my dad. I was once watching an episode, and you were calling women evil, and I sent him a link, and he told me, "Don't listen to Jesse. He's a fake prophet." So I already know my father's stance as to this whole conversation we're having. My father is very religious, and he knows the Bible throughout. So he probably wouldn't coincide with the doctrine you are teaching me, especially the silent prayer. Let's not even get started on that one, because he believes it's meditation. So confronting my father is going to be actually harder than confronting my mother, if you catch my drift.
But if you don't resent him, why would it be hard to confront him?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
That was a question.
I think that if I confront them or him, they might start looking at me differently.
And do you care?
I don't know if that makes sense.
Do you care about that?
Sometimes I do.
Why?
I guess it's just to stay face sometimes. I don't know.
But how
I guess I have to get to the bottom of that.
How would you deal with the world in a perfect way if you don't deal with your parents in a perfect way? If you don't forgive them and show them real love, how will you deal with the world? You're going to deal with the world in the same weak way you're dealing with your parents.
Okay. I guess what I'm getting from here is just to grow up and face them.
Yes. You got to, God said, and not my saying, but his said, you must be born again. Anyone that's born of the woman must be born of the father. And you have not been born of the father yet. You have your mother's spirit. You have her mindset, and so does your father, by the way. You have a mindset and her emotions, and you're dealing with the world the way women deal with the world, with anger, insecurity, excuses. You don't have love, and you need love if you're going to survive in this world in the right way. And you're not going to get love until you overcome that fake love of your mother and take on the love of God.
All right. Yeah, I guess now I can move on to my next question.
Will you face them and forgive them?
Yeah.
Will you face your father and your mother?
Do you mind telling me how I should start the conversation? How should I start the conversation?
Once you see that you do have these little irritation, these little things about them, you realize that just like you can't help yourself, they could not help themselves. Your mother, your father's mother did it to him too. And once you understand that, you go and say, hey, I've been resenting you. Here's why. And I'm sorry for it. I know now you can help yourself. And if they accept it, fine. If they don't, fine. If they overreact, fine. If they don't, fine. You forgive them and God will forgive you. Don't ask any human being for forgiveness. Human beings don't forgive. God forgive, not human beings, right? So you forgive them and God will forgive you, and he will change your heart and your nature. Take away that old nature and give you his nature, and you'll be fine. But you got to deal with your parents in a perfect way, meaning forgive them if you want to have an amazing life while you live.
All right. No, I appreciate that. Can I move on to the final question?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you say that we should doubt every thought. But how would I know in which direction to move in life if I doubt literally every thought?
When you doubt every thought, And I'm not talking about the practical thought, get up and go to work, feed yourself, buy a house, whatever. But when you doubt every thought, you're going to walk by the light. You'll be able to see what to do. You'll be able to see how to live. Decisions will be made for you in the light as they are made for you in the darkness, and the darkness make the wrong decisions for you. You're not making your own decision, right? And so you'll be able to see by the light of God, and in seeing, you'll be able to just live, and life will make the decision for you. Because you have never made one decision in your whole life.
What if like anxiety is overwhelming in the situation? Like, and the situations whereby a thought is not the first thing that comes, but at first, like, it's the overwhelming anxiety that like goes over your body. What do I do then?
Well, what you don't know is it's impossible to have overwhelming anxiety without thoughts. You get the thoughts first, and then you get the anxiety, you get the feeling. It's just that you're not catching the thoughts. But you get the thought first, then you get the feeling. But if you catch the thoughts, you won't have that overwhelming anxiety feeling. And so you got to be aware of those thoughts, and don't call them you. Don't identify with them, and they'll be taken away from you. But what's going to happen, though, when you forgive your mother and your father, your heart is going to change, and then you're no longer going to identify with the thoughts, which means you're not going to identify with the overwhelming anxiety or worry or fear or doubt. All those things would disappear, be taken away from you. You only have those things because the only reason you have anxiety is because you're angry and you're living in your imagination.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've been doing better for the past 4 days. Less anxiety because I've been catching thoughts a lot more.
Yes.
It's just sometimes it overwhelms me.
Right. And when that overwhelming feeling comes, do nothing about it but see it. Don't run away from it. Don't deny it. Don't call it good or bad. Just see it, and it will be taken away from you. Those are evil spirits that lives in your imagination, and it brings on the anxiety because it lives off of you when it can make you miserable. Whenever the devil can make you unhappy, it feels alive. And so that's why it makes human beings miserable, because the more pain evil can give you, the more alive it becomes. So don't overreact to it, just see it, and it will be taken away from you.
All right, no, thanks, Jesse. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. But you got to face your parents and forgive them so that God can forgive you and bring you into the kingdom of heaven within. Inside of you is another world, another reality, a real way of living. Life is coming from within and not from without.
I'll have to quote that. I'll have to write that down. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I am. I've been doing it every morning. It starts off my day quite nicely.
Yeah, every morning, every night, and then during the day, if you get caught up, just realize you're in your thoughts, relax, and let it pass, all right?
All right, thank you.
And forgive your parents, man. All who want to be free must forgive their mother and their father. And that's what it means to honor your parent. It means don't resent them. It doesn't mean they got to live with you. You're not obligated to take care of them. But if you love them and if you need to, if there's help needed, you'll do it naturally, not out of obligation. But it just means don't resent them. And if you have not forgiven them, you're not honoring them.
Oh yeah, Jesse. Can I pray with my words? After learning about the silent prayer, can I ever go back to praying with my words again?
If words come naturally, fine, but don't make up. Don't just pray Because when you pray with words, you're praying to the intellect. And the intellect and God have nothing in common. You're praying to the devil when you pray with words. That's why your prayers are not answered.
And that messes up everything I've known from childhood. But okay, I get you.
You've been taught wrong from childhood. That's the problem. You need a brand new mind, and God will renew your mind and give you his mindset. The world have lied to you. Your parents, your school, your preachers, your teachers, your psychologists, psychiatrists, counselors, they have all lied to you. That's why you've been suffering. You need a new mind, a renewed mind, and he will renew your mind.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
I wish you well. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, you too. I hope Trump wins, by the way.
Right on. The great white hope.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, buddy. Amazing. 888-775-3773. Wendy is out of Ohio. Ohio. Wendy, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Jesse. How are you?
All is well.
I'm calling because we're on the same page. We love the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope.
Right. Did you know that he was at the Pittsburgh Steelers New York Jet game Sunday night?
When they were chanting, "Make America Great Again," something like that?
Yeah. Did you see the video of the fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers? She ran out on the field with a sign. I watched the video several times. I can't even see what the sign says. But she ran out onto the football field with that sign, and they arrested her. And from what I heard, she went to jail.
Oh, she had a Trump sign?
Yeah, it said Trump on top and Harris on the bottom. I think it was something about, because, Trump's doing the right thing. He wants to secure the border. If you want to come over the right way.
And so they put her in jail for doing that?
Yeah.
Will you send that to my producer at JesseLeePeterson.com?
I sure will, because I like I said, I watched we was watching the game because me and my boyfriend are both big-time Pittsburgh Steelers fans, and he had already known Donald Trump was going to be there.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal to go out on the field?
Yeah, and then soliciting the sign. But before that, I was watching too. I didn't see it while the game was on, of course, but she was up by where he was sitting, up in a secured area, and she stood up right in front of that, flipping him off, giving him the finger. I'm like, what is this woman doing? She's crazy.
So are you saying she had a sign representing Trump, or she was in support of Harris?
I think she was in support of Harris because she was flipping Trump off.
And so she ended up going to jail?
That's what I had heard. I'm not 100% sure, but I had heard that they did handcuff her and take her to jail.
And so are you okay with her going to jail, or you have a problem with her going to jail?
No, I don't, because if you're going to do this stuff, then you need to pay the consequence.
So I'm told that she was a pro-Trump. She had a pro-Trump sign. This is according to Hake. And she was carrying a sign that stated, "Trump secure borders. Kamala Harris open border." That was from Outkick.
Yeah.
So hold on a minute, Wendy.
Okay.
Let me take a quick break. 888-77-JESSE. Back in a moment. Okay. So some of you may remember on Monday I told you that we have a brand new sponsor. Amazing. So I'm encouraging you to support all of our sponsors. We have a brand new sponsor, in case you didn't know about it, Goldco. Goldco. And so, though I am black, I have to do some research sometimes. So I got some smart white people. We got together, and I did some research on Goldco. And what I found out is that Goldco is rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. A+. Goldco is. And also, they have earned over 6,000 plus 5-star reviews online. And so I wanted to really go and look because I didn't want to just recommend them to you without me knowing that it's true and I would support it myself, right? And so they have been, they've earned over 5,000 plus 5 stars reviews online. And also, they have won awards from money.com in 2024 for best customer service. And that's something you don't get today, is best customer service. What the? But they, in 2024, they won for best customer service. 2023, best Gold IRA educational research. Goldco. Isn't that amazing? So I said that we're going to come up with a plan that my listeners can be a part of and benefit from. All right? So some of you remember that I mentioned on Monday that we were working together to create a special JLP listening special. So we did. And I always encourage my listeners, we have the entrepreneur program, you should be independent as possible. All right? So for limited time, JLP listeners will receive 10% instant match in bonus silver. JLP listener will receive 10% instant match in bonus silver. All right? So I recommend you check them out, and here's how you check them out. Go to JesseLoveGold.com. JesseLovesGold.com or call 855-644-GOLD. That is 855-644-GOLD and get more information to learn more about him. I wish you well. I think you're going to love this. And again, thank you for supporting our sponsors. And thank you, sponsors, for helping us to get the message out. I do appreciate it. Goldco, check them out. Amazing. Amazing. Welcome back. Are we back? Welcome back. I didn't mean to go that long, but it's so good. It really is. 888-7753-773. I want to get to your super chats here in a minute, but let me go quickly back to Wendy out of Ohio. And I'm not... So, Wendy, are you upset that this woman was arrested, or are you okay with her being arrested?
I'm okay with it.
Oh, okay. And then are you aware that she supported, according to this report, Outkick, she support Trump?
No, I didn't feel like she did, because why would she been standing there flipping them off?
But I don't know. I can't respond. I'm going to have to see. Will you send me the video?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do I send it again?
Producer at JesseLeePeterson.com.
Okay.
And then
I sure will.
And then I'll comment on it, okay?
Okay. But yeah, and people need to wake up, these people that want to whine and cry and all this stuff. It's important that everybody get out there and vote.
Right. Go vote, folks. Go vote, folks. Go vote, folks. You got to vote, folks. You're right about that. Get out of the vote. And I don't know how true it is, but I hear that a lot of more Republicans are getting out of the vote, especially early votes, they say, than before. So hopefully this thing will work out for us.
Yeah, because me and my boyfriend both are going to be working the election day.
Nice.
We're going to be at a poll because we're keeping our eyes open.
Right on.
And see if any funny things going on. And he said he'll start recording it.
So how do you know the person was arrested? Because I'm being told that she was escorted off the field, but
I'm not 100%
sure
okay. She was arrested, but people in the Steeler group, because I'm on the Steeler group on Facebook, people were saying that she was arrested and taken to jail, but that could,
Yeah,
I'm
you
not
don't know for sure. Okay. Send me the video, all right?
All righty, I sure will.
All right, thank you, Wendy.
And thank you for everything. I do the silent prayer every morning and night, and if I find myself during the day needing it, I do it.
Right on. You stay with us, stay present.
Yep. You have a good day.
You too. Thank you, Wendy.
Uh-huh.
Bye. Amazing. Let me go to Ari. And I asked Ari to call back. We ran out of time yesterday from Canada. There's one line open at 888-7753-773. Let's see here. Ari, welcome back. Ari? Ari going once. Ari going twice. Ari gone. Super chat. Super
chats. Seeker bought that coffee asking, what does the word choice mean to you?
Nothing. Choice mean, in a worldly way, it means you decided on something. You decided you wanted sweet potato pie instead of pumpkin pie. Right? Isn't that what choice means?
Right. That's an example of a choice.
You have on a new shirt?
It's relatively new. This is the second time I've worn it.
Oh.
I remember the comments that I got the first time.
What did they say?
Well, nowadays they're saying it's a dad shirt.
What is it?
As if
What's
that's
on
some
there?
bad thing.
Flowers?
Yeah, they look sort of like birds of paradise. I don't know. It's sort of Hawaiian-esque shirt.
Yeah, it is Hawaiian-like.
Darker colors, though.
Amazing.
Mostly.
Okay, dad-like. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Seeker.
Yeah.
6 coffees from Josh. Hey, JLP and crew. I've been sticking with the silent prayer, and I've seen some great visions come to light. But lately, I have found my normal habits a bit altered. More family, more food, and more cell phone use. Now I'm feeling judgy, grudgy, and pudgy. Any advice for a brother who wants to be permanently on the straight and narrow? Thanks, Jesse and crew, for all your service.
Yes, stay with it, stay with practice, staying present. And because you're so accustomed to living in your imagination, if you find yourself falling back into it, don't worry, just come back to present, that's all. Because you're so accustomed to living in the darkness of your thoughts, and you'll be believing that they were you, but just come back to it, that's all. And eventually, the old way will pass away, and you can live the right way, the new way. All right? Just stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. Don't freak out. Stay calm. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh, for your 6 coffees.
Yeah.
Cornerstone on Cash App says, cackling Kamala should make giggling Jason from Buffalo her VP.
What the? Thank you. I appreciate that.
Interesting parallel.
I know.
Charlotte bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, my coworker just told me they just forgave her $150,000 business administration degree student loan and another coworker's student loan as well. We cannot survive this Democrat foolishness.
Well, that's why we got to get rid of the Democrats. We got to stop voting the same people in and vote these people out. If you want a better government, you got to get better people to work for you in the government. You're absolutely right. We got to vote them out. Now it's a chance. Get out and vote, folks. Vote, folks. We got to get rid of these people. They're destroying. They don't care about us. Amazing. Thank you.
Jack London bought a coffee. Great settled mind and open up for righteousness of the world. Wish you a few more decades to live an amazing life as an active doer. Thank you for your great support for awakening little people out of there, myself included. For Joel R. Kansas, I would highly recommend late night book reading. So Jesse would not have to ask for your red eyes syndrome. Late skating and dinners do not sound convincing much. Love for all your team, black and white indigenous Indians and efficient Asians.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jack London.
Yeah.
Mindful Maverick 00. Hi, Jesse. I know you were born in 1949, so you would have been eligible for the Vietnam War draft. Were you drafted? If not, did you have any stories and experiences related to that time?
I was not drafted. As a matter of fact, I wanted to be drafted. When I was growing up, we were taught at 18, you got to go and serve your army. You got to go and serve your country. And I really wanted to go, so I went down at 18 because you couldn't register until 18. So I went down and registered, but they didn't take me because during those days, they didn't just take anybody or anything in the military. And I have a cleft palate, a hair lip, and so I had a flaw.
They had standards back then.
Right. And back then, they wouldn't just take anybody. You can't have a flaw. And that's what made the military so perfect. So I wasn't able to go in, and I was real disappointed because I want to come back home and tell my brothers and my uncles and everybody I was going to the army. But that's why. They didn't just take anyone. You couldn't have any flaws. That's why I didn't go. Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mindful Maverick 00.
Isn't that amazing? They used to not take you if you had a physical flaw or anything like that.
Now they'll take anything. They're desperate.
They'll now take you
and
if
they're
you're
making
a man.
It worse.
They'll take you now if you're a man with a dress on.
Right.
Ooh, things have changed.
And they're sending away the good ones.
Yeah. Sending the white men out and put it in the junk.
And they wonder why recruitment is down.
They call it DEI. Amazing. Thank you.
Tony bought a coffee. I woke up this morning and the world had changed. I tried to tell them, but they appeared deranged. I began to teach someone call the few. L reached many to fall. ALL, the fall. Thank you for your coffee.
He made that up?
I have no idea whether it was made up by him or someone else.
Amazing. Thank you.
Cafe Mocha bought a coffee. Hi, Jesse and crew. I want to answer this week's BQ.
Why do you need anyone else's approval?
I have needed approval from those around me so I could either feel better about myself, which is a thrill, or feel sorry for myself, which is also a thrill. What a mess! Feeling down just to feel back up, again, that is the devil's work.
Amazing. Thank you. Very interesting, though. I want to respond, but I got to wait until Sunday. Thank you.
Pardon my reading. Cafe Mocha, thank you for your coffee. Eleazar, the street debater from the fallen state, bought 3 coffees. Merch. We got merch. Don't be a beta.
Merch. RebuildingTheMan.com/store. RebuildingTheMan.com/store. Thank you.
Thank you, Eleazar. Nice to hear from you. And thank you. Oh, no, DJ on Paw bought a diamond. Jeez, nice shirt. Hey, Hank. Cowboy emoji. Smiling. Thank you, man.
Yeah, it is a nice shirt. It really is.
Right on.
Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. I appreciate the support. We got a lot of work to do around here, so I do thank you. All right. It's amazing that in the good old days when boys were boys, our military didn't just take anybody in. even though they wanted the best. I know a lot of black people, not a lot, but several black men who couldn't wait to go to the military at 18. We could not wait to go. Can you imagine that? And now they try to tell, oh, the blacks were discriminated. And when we were growing up, we couldn't wait to go to the military. Couldn't wait to turn 18 to volunteer for the military.
The attitude changed, too, because I wanted to go into the military, or so I thought when I was a freshman in high school.
Right.
And my parents, especially my mother, but my parents said, no, you're going to college. They killed that idea.
And did you tell them they don't tell you what to do?
Oh, no. I was like, oh, okay.
What a beta.
I didn't really much know or care.
Right.
The whole reason I mentioned that was because in the freshman year of high school, they try to make you think about the future and say, what do you want to do? I don't know what I want to do. Military?
Oh.
So I wasn't even really serious about it.
Right.
They're just trying to get me to plan ahead.
Things have changed.
Yeah, true.
And not for the best.
Indeed.
Let me go to first-time caller John out of Pennsylvania. John, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you?
All is well, John.
Very good. I just wanted to call and get your opinion or ask you a question around retaliation for people who have done you and others wrong. So I had some individuals that that betrayed me, family and friends. They betrayed me twice. One, it almost cost me my job, and they continue to go around and do the same thing to other people, family, friends, all of them. So why is it okay for them to do that, but it's not okay for me to retaliate and stop them from continuing to do this? And I don't have any anger. I forgave them. I let it go.
Right.
I continue to see them talk bad about me to other family and friends, other people. And I could call the employer for one of these guys and get them fired. They almost got me fired at one point. But I haven't done it. And I just want to know why is it okay for them to continue to be evil, and then we're supposed to just let it go?
Meaning that you're not supposed to get revenge?
Yeah.
Because if you understand that it's not them, but their hearts are evil and they can't help it, you lay your weapon down and you let the Spirit of the Father fight on your behalf, because they cannot help. They don't see what they're doing, and they're doing those things in an unconscious way, and the spirit that is driving them want you to be mad so that it can control you as well.
Okay.
They can't help it. They really cannot. They cannot see what they're doing. It's a spiritual battle. And if you really understand what's going on within yourself, I promise you this too, you're going to see that they're not doing that to you. They're doing it to themselves. In their mind, because they're lost, they think they're doing it to you, but they're really doing it to themselves and not to you. So don't overreact. You just stay on that straight and narrow. You forgive them and keep going forward.
Okay. And that's what I did. It was
does that make
a couple
sense?
months of anger. Yeah, it does. And that's the way I look at it, is that something has compelled them to do what they did for whatever reason.
People who are angry, God said that they are murderers, right? An angry person is a murderer. And so they can't help. They gotta try. They are so miserable on the inside. The spirits that's driving them got to try to make other people miserable so that they can feel alive. People feel happy when they can hurt you. It's a false happiness, but that's why they try to do it, so they can feel righteous. They can feel better. It's a false feeling, but that's what they get. Did you get angry at them for what they were doing?
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
why?
Well, because I had such good intentions. I was, setting up setting up a wedding for a family member and doing a lot of things while taking care of another family member, and I was, very happy to be a part of all of it with them.
So you didn't have good intention there. You were going for you were doing it for the thrill, and when they gave you a wrong thrill by doing you wrong, you reacted just like them. You were not doing it for them. You were doing it to get the thrill for yourself.
Mm.
You would think, I'm a good guy. I'm doing this for good intention. I'm going to enjoy this. It was all ego, and that's why you got angry when they turned on you.
Mm-hmm.
If you were just doing it for them and they turned on you, you would just walked away and felt nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. And you're right. And I think over time I've realized something close to that. Not as accurate, but that,
Why don't you drop your anger?
I have a lot of it is gone. I don't really care for them. I stay away from them because I don't know what's I wouldn't say possessed, but what's taking over their spirits.
That's the right thing to do, but why don't you drop your anger?
Because it was so hurtful, I think, and to have it reflect on my family as well. It's I forgave them. I'll say that. So,
why don't you drop your anger?
I don't know. It's easier to be angry than not, I guess, is the truth of it.
And
sometimes
when you were hurt by them, who was hurting?
It was my ego.
And so why you call your ego you? Why didn't you just realize it wasn't you that was hurting, it was your vanity that was hurting? Because their vanity went against your vanity and you got upset. Have you noticed that people only get upset when someone else's vanity goes against their vanity?
Yeah.
And so their vanity went against your vanity and you got upset. Had their vanity agreed with your vanity or your vanity agreed with them, you wouldn't have got upset. So you're no better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you drop your anger?
Okay.
No, that was a question.
Why don't I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
And you see how your anger is causing you to judge them, right?
Yeah, and it's reflected in, I guess, I don't want to see anything bad happen to them. I just want to see them stop.
Well, you shouldn't even care what happened to them, period, whether they stop or not. That's their life.
Well, no,
that's
other people, it's their, it's affecting other family and friends. They're doing it to them,
hold on.
too.
Can you hold for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, John. Let me take a quick break. 888-77-JESSE. The hate news, the hate news, not the fake news. I got one more hour to go. Manhood Hour is coming up. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Some serious mess going on in the world. Hurricane aftermath in North Carolina and Florida. It's still a mess. The Middle East, of course, big mess. And inflation is has been defeated around the world mostly, according to the IMF, if you believe them. And by the way, Yelp is protecting the McDonald's, had to protect the McDonald's from where Trump visited because of a bunch of fake, phony Yelp reviews. And also rest in peace to the Mexican Dodgers guy. Gone too soon, Fernando Valenzuela, at the tender age of 63 years old. What a mess, huh? This is the end of hour 2 of the JLP Peterson Show. Manhood Hour is coming right up. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. The lines are full, guys. JLP will be right back to your calls. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Pardon me. Common Nonsense Network, CNN, reports that the North Carolina county, home to Asheville, overcounted their deaths caused by Hurricane Helene by as many as 30. They overcounted somehow, per a statement from their sheriff's office on Tuesday, and data from the state, significantly reducing the death toll from that historic storm. Buncombe County officials previously reported 72 deaths, now deferring to a state tally of 42 deaths for the county. Hope they're right, but 42 is still a lot. Meanwhile, some areas in Florida have seen a recent increase in confirmed cases of, this is terrible, flesh-eating bacteria. Don't be scared, kids, but that's scary. Following the devastating hurricanes Helene and Milton, according to state health department data. So don't be swimming in the flood. Stay away from that water, I think. Health officials issued a statement urging residents to remain vigilant and avoid floodwaters where the Vibrio vulnificus bacteria can multiply rapidly and eat your flesh. You don't want that. Anyway, Middle East, Lebanon, marked the most fatalities in a single day since September 30th, according to a CNN tally based on data from the Lebanese Health Ministry. At the same time, Palestinians trapped in 3 cities of northern Gaza are recounting scenes of horror after Israel's military launched a renewed incursion that they said is targeting Hamas. Aid workers say that hospitals are running out of supplies and thousands of people in the Jabalia refugee camp are stranded without water. Terrible. On Tuesday, the joke of a Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, he underscored the need to capitalize on the death of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar to secure the release of the remaining hostages and to end the war in Gaza during his meeting with Israeli Prime Minister based Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu, the hero we all need in Israel. What a mess, huh? And inflation. High inflation has mostly been defeated around the world, according to the International Monetary Fund, IMF, on Tuesday, providing a surprisingly upbeat assessment on prices after warning only 3 months ago that progress on reducing inflation had stalled. I'm wondering if they're just trying to help Crooked Joe and cackling Kamala. I don't know. It looks like the global battle against inflation has largely been won. They said global flat earthers. 1 point for the flat earthers. Even if price pressures persist in some countries, so said the IMF in their latest World Economic Outlook. The agency thinks global inflation will slow to 5.8%, which is huge this year, and fall to 3.5%, which is also huge by the end of the next year. The rosy outlook on consumer prices comes less than 2 weeks before the U.S. election, notes Common Nonsense Network, with inflation a key issue for voters. Meanwhile, at least 23 Nobel Prize-winning economists recently signed a letter that called Kamala Harris's economic agenda vastly superior to the plans laid out by Donald J. Trump. So don't trust the experts, they're lamos and liars and liberals. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. Amazing, huh? You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question, why do you need anyone else approval? Why do you need anyone else's approval? You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad. You can podcast, of course. But if you like to listen while you're doing whatever it is you're doing, you can be listening by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. That's 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's the third hour of the show on Wednesday. And every Wednesday show on the third hour is and will always be Manhood Hour. What is a man? What is a man?
It's an adult human male.
Manhood, Hillary or President Trump? Beta male. A man is a male who turns to man. Alpha male. Live right, be right, and lead the way.
The entire body of a woman is the creator of life. I'm sorry.
That's false.
That's everything. We create life.
No.
I gave you this life. Now, I'm taking it back.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Sisterhood, girl power.
Kamala Harris, are you going to vote for her?
Absolutely.
Neighbors tell us they also have been victimized. He shares surveillance footage from that crime in which you can see dark figures running up and down.
Yeah, that's that black in you.
You know it.
I came to see our God, the Savior, Mr. Trump.
Our God, the Savior?
Yes.
Together, Grimace, we could own this town.
Amazing. She came to see her God, the great white hope, Donald Trump. What a mess! I told you there was something special about Trump. And I told you in the very beginning, when he first started running, way back when, to just watch him, have a little space there. And you should have between you and all people, really, but have a little space there and watch. Something amazing about him. Amazing. Let me go quickly back to John. And we're talking about anger. John said that some friends or some people backstabbed him, did it wrong, and it affected he and some members of the family. And John, I asked, why don't you forgive, drop your anger, and you say?
I forgive them, but I don't know about my anger. I think my anger, it's more of a concern for other friends and family that they're going to continue to do this too. And that, I think, is the problem with me being able to drop my anger. Not for myself. I'm not angry at them. It took a while, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't wish anything bad on them.
So you're not angry at them for what they did to you. You're angry at them for what they did to some of your family members or somebody?
Both, but I forgave them for myself. But I'm very angry that they continue to do it to family and friends, and they're going to continue to do it. And part of me wants to stop them. I think that's where the anger steps in.
And what gives you the right to be angry at what someone else does to another person?
Because I love the other people that they're hurting.
If you loved them, you wouldn't get angry.
Well, so I should just let them get abused and hurt by other people? How is that fair?
How can you stop it?
That's a good question. I can warn them and say, hey, these people aren't good, and be aware, be careful.
And so if you get angry at them for what they are doing to someone else, who is worse, the anger or the angee? The anger or the angee? Excuse me. Aren't you worse than the people you're angry at?
No, because it's not malicious. They're maliciously, whether they realize it or not. I'm more wanting to defend people. Okay, so, if someone's running around stabbing everyone in the crowd, it's wrong of me to try to stop them from doing it again.
That's a physical thing. But are you saying that your anger is better than their anger?
If it stops multitudes of more hurt, then yes, I think it's fair to
your anger doesn't stop any hurt at all. If anything, your anger causes hurt.
Okay.
I would recommend that. You're right. If they've done you wrong, you stay away from them, but don't be angry. And it's not your business what they do to others. Are you your brother's keeper?
No.
So why are you playing that role then?
Well, it's more of being a protector to others, not a keeper to.
Is it your wife and kids?
No, it's
So how you going to protect anyone else? You can't even protect yourself.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why don't you lay down your ego and stop playing the game, and so you can have life?
Okay. Yeah, I could try that.
You'll be happy if you do, but you're going to be miserable if you don't.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's something that you do.
Drop your anger, John.
Okay. All right.
I wish you well.
All right, Jesse. Thank you very much. I love your show.
Thank you, buddy. 888-775-3773. Robert is out of New Mexico. Let's see here. Robert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, the great black guru, Jesse.
Hey, Robert, thanks for calling.
Yeah, I had one question, but I wanted to answer the question.
Why do you need anyone else's approval?
I don't, and I think what people, if they do, they're just betas,
Why is it that you don't need it?
Well, I mean, I guess it's because I was willing to give up everything, and I don't have to work in the real world. I live off the grid. I farm, I hunt, and all that. And so for the last 10 years, I haven't been able to really, I haven't had to step into the real world. It's just my own world,
Oh, amazing.
And
that's
it. And I think it's, it's not natural to live in cities. I mean, you have to deal with that kind of world. Whereas if you live in the country, your world is dealing with bears and mountain lions and things like that. So it's a little different, and it's easier to overcome the world if you do live off grid, so to speak. That's I was responding to that in those callers.
So let me ask, and I'll respond to. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday, but let me ask: do you go deer hunting?
Yeah, I actually just killed a deer yesterday, and I actually killed a couple squirrels that we cooked up as well.
Amazing.
And I was going to ask you, when you were a kid, you were shooting birds. Why were you doing that?
There was little, I forgot what they were called, polished bird or some kind of bird. And
were you having like Blue Jay sandwiches or what?
I did it. Well, at the time I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. And I had just got my rifle, and I think I was like 15 or 16. And so I was just having fun with my gun at the time. But as I got older, I pretty much shot squirrels and rabbits and things like that.
Did you eat the squirrel?
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Oh, it's so good. It makes you want to slap your mama.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And another thing I wanted to say is, you know, you were talking about taxes and having to pay a government for committing these wars that we don't want to be involved in.
Right.
And, you know, since I know that when people work, sure, they have to pay the federal income tax, but when you don't, you just pay in property local taxes, and that's less evil, I would say, than paying federal taxes. So I know it's a blessing for me not to have to work currently, but it's you know, when Caesar in the Bible, Jesus says Caesar, you know, give Caesar his due. I think that's just what the Roman Church added during Constantine. I don't think Jesus really said that.
Amazing.
Because we shouldn't follow an unjust government, right?
Not when they're wrong, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, the last 4 years, would you say is right or wrong?
Totally wrong. But
and we're still paying into it.
Yeah, because the people are out of control. They support it, they vote them in, and they do it over and over. But let me ask you this, Robert, and I got to run. Hake want to know, what does a squirrel taste like?
Chicken.
It is so good.
Chicken.
Yeah.
So what I do is I put it in a crock pot and let it cook for about 10 hours, and the bone, the meat just falls right off the bone. You know, you can put some Worcestershire, it's A1 sauce on it, and garlic, onion. It's just delicious. Not a lot of meat. You might get a pound.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to shoot 10 or 20 squirrels.
Yeah.
To make a meal.
I remember my grandmother used to cook it like that, and then she made some rice and gravy to go with. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's amazing. What kind of squirrels were you killing? Were the fox squirrels the big fluffy ones?
It wasn't the. I don't remember. That's a good question. I don't remember exactly right now. It's been so
I have
long.
3 different kinds of squirrels.
Yeah,
and there's
it's
some
been so
squirrels
long.
that taste better. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to add that. I think the best thing I've learned from you is that you got to be willing to commit and give up everything to overcome.
You got to totally surrender.
Part of it is forgiving, you know, your mom, and I had to do that last year just because she took me to a Pentecostal church speaking in tongues, and it was all fake. And finally, she admitted it. And she's almost 80, and I was just like, you know, that was total brainwashing. And, you know, like, and she admitted she did it out of vanity.
Amazing.
You know?
Nice.
And that she did. I mean, it's a beta thing to care what people think about you. I really do believe that.
Well, I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday with that, and I do appreciate it. Thanks for your call, Robert.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you. The great black guru.
Amazing. Thank you, buddy. Nice. Bye now. 888-775-3773. Let me try Ari again out of Canada. Ari, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, are we clear here?
Go ahead.
Awesome. Hey, man, yeah, so yesterday I mentioned to you, I guess you're speaking about fathers in court, and like what you were saying, in my opinion, wasn't wrong. But I feel like the advice was kind of throwing it in a different direction when like we're trying to say like rebuild the family by rebuilding the man. But in my opinion, like how could you rebuild a man fully if he just gave away his most important piece to complete him as a man?
And what's his most important piece?
Well, giving his child to the mom because he can't handle the court pressure.
But that's not the man's most important piece. And having a child doesn't cause you to become a man at all.
Which fatherhood then?
I'm sorry?
So what's fatherhood then?
And fatherhood
If not being a man.
Fatherhood
Like a protector, provider.
Fatherhood is a male that's married with children, and he's feeding his children and he's watching over them, but it doesn't make him a man at all.
To hold that responsibility, he could run away.
But it doesn't make him a man. It doesn't make him a man at all to hold that responsibility. And it doesn't make him a man when he run away. Nothing physically can make you a man.
But your actions and your doings.
Not even your action. And so, but as far as
then how would you separate a beta from an alpha then? If that's the case.
An alpha male has overcome his ego. He's overcome his vanity. And a beta male has not.
So a man who, let's say you're in court, right?
Right.
And, a man, and what you're saying is true. Like in the beginning, chances are the first papers served by the mom are going to be a protection order, saying all this nonsense about the father, why. And the father gets punished by due process in a sense, right? And then I think you asked the question, if I'm correct, how do you prove a lie?
Right.
I think it was right?
Yeah.
So, the beautiful thing about it is you just got to prove that's not true, right? It does take time. Like the punishment is due process, 100%. But a man can definitely, stand up because these women who use children as a weapon need to be exposed, and that's why it creates a loop. Because you give your child to a mother who's saying all this nonsense about the dad in the first place, right? Then doesn't that create the loop? Isn't that going to give them daddy issues, and then they're going to go look for slut makers, and then it's just going to be a continuous whole loop, right? And diminishing pretty much.
I don't know what you're saying at this point.
Well, it's so if a man gives his kid to the mother, and
let's
says,
say
I'm
that
not gonna go.
if a man marry a woman or date a woman and make a child with that woman, and that woman decide that she's going to destroy that child by keeping him or her away from him or her father, then right away you're dealing with an evil woman. You're dealing with the devil, right? And then you go to court, you're dealing with the devil in the courts too, because the courts, 99% of the time are going to go with the woman and give the child to the woman anyway. And so you're wasting your money on lawyers. You waste your money on the court because the court going to make you pay for a representative for the child. And then you're going to lose, and then you got to give this woman child support and spouse support, all that crap. While you should have been just saving your money, buying yourself a house, working on your life, and let God's will be done for the child, because the woman is going to destroy the child anyway. And even if the court said, okay, 50-50, the woman's still going to make it, due to the evilness of her heart, she's still going to make it impossible for you to pick up your child, to be with your child. And it just you're fighting against evil, and there's nothing we can do about evil but let the spirit of good fight on your behalf.
No, I get that too. But I'm also, I guess you said 99%, right? I'm not that 99%. I took the distance, and it is a hell of a battle. There's no, it is designed to weaken a man or a father, no doubt about it. I can speak from personal experience. But, at the same time,
why not just give the child...
The steps that I took, right? I took it with my head up. I always showed even though they're evil, I always showed them, it's not going to break me. I'm coming for my kid, right? I'm coming for my kid, regardless. So I do their steps, and eventually I made it. But the point is they did not see a person or a male break or go out of control or cuss out the judge. I still showed.
What did you get?
Right now, I've had my daughter here, sole custody, for a full year now.
Good for you. That's rare, and
but it's not impossible.
And so, if the man want to do it, fine. I just think it's best to not cut the baby in half and just, let the woman have it, rather than wasting your money on lawyers and courts and all that crap. But I'm glad it worked out for you, Ari.
Thank you, Jesse. Yeah, no, I said I agree with you. It's a battle, and but the thing is, once that woman's word becomes, once they find out that she's been spitting lies,
yeah,
you'll see how quickly it changes for the man. Right?
Did you have a male judge or a female judge?
I've had multiple judges.
Oh,
I've
okay.
had Jesse. I've been going at it for almost 7 years now.
Wow.
Right? It's not like so many times I walk into that courtroom. Okay, I'm gonna get more visiting time. I'm gonna get more this. I'm gonna get more that, and they're always gonna throw an obstacle just to see if you break character. Because most of the time the women, they're gonna claim, oh, he's violent, he's aggressive, this and this and that. So they throw these things at you to see if you're gonna jump for it. Right?
Yeah, they make up total lies. Why did you spend so much time and money trying to get her?
At first, the money, to be honest, I went through legal aid, so a pro bono. But then I realized that.
Does that mean you didn't have to pay?
I didn't have to pay, and actually,
well, that's different than you ain't got to pay. What the?
Well, here in Canada, no, you don't got to pay. You can get legal aid. But you got to be within a certain bracket, right? Like if you're making a decent amount, then over, I think, what is it, like $8,000 a month? Then yeah, you got to pay for your own lawyer. But you don't got to pay. Like I don't know about the States, but over here you don't got to pay for her lawyer. That's only. That's when.
Well,
it comes
if you don't have to pay,
for,
if the man don't have to pay, and all he has to do is just show up in court and say what he needs to say, that's a different story. But when you're spending your money, it's a whole new ball game.
Divorce court is nonsense. You might as well snip. Might as well get snipped first.
Yeah, no wonder you went through it for so long. You're spending somebody else's money.
Well,
you were using the taxpayer money. What the?
Yeah, but to expose what? A system?
No.
To show men that it's not impossible.
That wasn't fair. That wasn't fair that you were able to use taxpayer money for your own personal issues. It wasn't fair to the taxpayer that you were allowed to do that. But I understand you live in a...
It's more fair than criminals.
No,
right?
You live in a communist, a socialist place, right?
I probably do.
Do you?
Oh, Canada?
Uh-huh.
I'm a dual citizen though. Like I'm born in Washington State. Like I can vote in both Canada and America.
But isn't Canada a socialist society?
Yeah, it's pretty lefty, man.
Is it a socialist society?
I believe so.
And that's why you were able to get that free money to go and get your child, right?
Oh, you want to hear something funny, Jesse? Check this out.
So let me ask you this.
Find me something like $2,500.
Let me ask you this.
My free lawyer paid that for me.
So what now?
I said my lawyer that I got for legal aid, he saw that like she was, like you said, like I was able to through my case show areas where there was bias, right? And he couldn't believe it, and he felt genuine for the case, and I had a $2,500 fine by the judge, and over some nonsense. I'm not gonna get into it, but my lawyer, or I'm gonna get put in contempt. My lawyer put that money up for me, and he was my legal aid. I'm not even paying him.
Maybe.
He put it out of his own pocket.
I'm sure he got it back some kind of way from the government.
I think
but
so. I think so.
No wonder you think it's fine to go through it. You didn't have to pay a dime. What the? But I got to run, Ari. Thanks for your call, buddy.
Hey, man. Thanks for listening, bro.
All right, buddy. He didn't have to pay anything. The taxpayers paid for it. Can you imagine if you in this country that if the taxpayer paid for you to go and fight for your child, everybody be doing that. What the? But it's not right for the taxpayer to have to do that. Amazing. Let me go to Sarah out of Arizona. Sarah, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Sarah.
How's it going?
All is well.
Are you ready for the talk? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you called yesterday about the flat earth thing, right?
Yes.
You still believe the earth is flat, or have you changed your mind?
No, I didn't change my mind.
So you still believe it's flat?
I believe it's not a ball moving in through space, flying around.
Do you believe it's flat?
I believe there's mountains and valleys, so it's not like a flat, but it's not a ball. There's no underside of us. There's no gravity.
And do you believe it's flat?
Yes.
And why do you believe it's flat?
Because I can see that it is. I can see that there's no curve in that, and it doesn't make sense. And if
where
it doesn't make sense,
are you
it's
looking?
Probably alive.
Where are you looking that you see that the Earth is flat?
Outside, you just know. When you're on an airplane, you know, and you know the only thing we've been taught about it is from NASA.
But you're in Arizona, everything is flat. You're in Arizona, everything is flat in Arizona. But if you're in California, you see mountains, you will see oceans.
We have mountains. Oceans, that's another proof that it's not a globe. That the ocean has to have some sidewalls, has to have a container to hold water.
But Sarah, you don't have real proof that the Earth is flat.
Yes, I do. I have eyes, common sense.
Sarah, you have no real proof that the Earth is flat. Zero.
What do you mean? You know you're not moving. You know you're not going 1,000 miles an hour.
You know why that
Everybody
is?
knows. Why?
You've been held down by gravity.
Gravity's made up too.
Oh, there's no gravity either?
No, everything falls to the ground. Mass is gravity. So if it weighs anything more than air, it falls to the ground.
So
if it
you
weighs
believe
less
the
than
Earth?
Air, it will float.
So you believe, is that a real dog barking?
That's my dog, yeah.
So you believe the Earth is flat and there's no gravity?
Gravity's made up, yeah. It's not gravity, it's mass. If it's lighter than air, it floats. If it's heavier, it falls to the floor.
Amazing.
Simple as that. God's not confusing and mysterious. If it doesn't make sense, like a ball flying around spinning, and it just
But why
doesn't
does it make sense? Why does it make sense to you that it's flat?
Because water can't stick to a ball. How would it stick?
What?
So if it doesn't make sense, it's probably made up. And the people who taught us all the statistics about the globe is NASA, and they're founded by Aleister Crowley.
Did you go to college?
Horrible people, yeah.
Oh, well, that explains.
Well, I paid my own way. I never got a loan, and I just took one class at a time. I have enough credit for a bachelor's, but I never got it because I couldn't pass the math.
Did you know that we knew that the Earth was flat before NASA?
Yes.
A ball.
I mean, I'm sorry. Did you know that we knew that Did you know that we knew that the Earth was round before NASA?
Like you said, round before. Round is.
No, I'm asking. Did you know that we knew that? Did you know that we knew that before NASA?
No, I don't believe that. I believe you knew it was flat before NASA.
No, we knew it was a ball before NASA.
And all the hieroglyphics or whatever they write in all the ancient towns, all have. I got a good one.
Sarah,
What?
stay with me. Did you know that we knew it was a ball before NASA?
No, we did not.
Yeah, we did. You may not have known.
Told us it's a
You
ball.
may not have known, but we
NASA's
knew.
the one who told us it's a ball.
No.
They're the liars.
Amazing.
And they still say they have a space station and stuff out there. That's a lie. It's all lies. Aleister Crowley was one of the founders of NASA.
No. We knew it was a ball before NASA. All right, thank you, Sarah. I got to take a break. Treasure Chest is open on D Live. I'll be back in a moment. So I asked the question, are you better than a child molester? I've discovered over the 30 years of counseling, the one thing that's missing the one thing that's missing, and I think because it's not taught in the homes or talked about, we don't have examples of it, right? Is love. Our theme this year is to bring back Christianity, to love God with all our heart, soul, and might, our neighbor as ourselves, and to endure. And there, when you're in a fallen state, people will judge the molester but think they're better than the molester. And I ask, well, why do you think you're better? When I realized it doesn't matter what you think about yourself or how much you have or don't have or how you accomplish things in life or don't. If you have no love, you have nothing. Hake always direct me wrong when he try to direct the show. You're not directed. Nick is.
Right.
You may be coming in too soon, and blah blah blah. What are you doing?
Leaning down so I'm off camera if I blow my nose and off mic.
Okay, the Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour. TheHakeReport.com from 9 to 11. And then after the Hake Report, 9 to 11 Pacific Time, Joy of Friday TV. You Black at 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And at 3 p.m., a brand new episode of the Bond Church, right? The Bond Church at 3 p.m. on the Bond YouTube channel there. And at 4 p.m., the American Anchor Baby. At 4 p.m., he had a guest yesterday. You had Billy on, right?
Yeah, I had Bill on.
How did that go?
It was so good.
It was great.
Y'all were talking about space stuff?
Everything.
And girls.
Bill talked about girls.
Oh, yeah.
Bill talked about girls?
Mm-hmm.
And he gave some good advice?
Definitely.
Yeah. He's tough on girls.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Amazing. The American Anchor Baby at 4 p.m. All right? Let me go quickly to Andrew out of Minnesota. Andrew, welcome to the show. You're on the air. Andrew?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
You're on the air.
Yes, sir. Hello. How are you today?
All is well.
All right. I just wanted to answer your Bible question. That I had another question.
Why do you need anyone else's approval?
I guess I don't.
You don't need others' approval? Hello?
No, I don't.
And why you don't? Why is it that you don't need it?
Because not necessary. It's only necessary if you're afraid of them.
So you don't need others' approval because it's not necessary? Because you're not afraid of them?
No, yeah. If it's only necessary if you're afraid of them.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll put my little 2 cents on Sunday. I appreciate it.
Kind of like if you're afraid of losing your job, like a caller called in earlier and talked about losing his job or, providing a good work ethic, for a wage that he's earning or whatever.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
If I guess we're really supposed to be working for God in a sense. Yeah, you're working for your employer, but maybe you'd be afraid of them.
You're
getting
supposed to
fired
be.
for not
You're supposed to be earning a
performing.
living for God.
No, not earning a living. I guess whatever you do it for God.
What do you mean by that?
Isn't that a verse in the Bible?
I don't know, but what do you mean by it? What do you mean by you only working for God?
Well, like everything you do it for God.
And where you get
So
that
if
from?
Isn't that a verse in the Bible? I think it is.
And so everything
whatever your hand finds to do it for the Lord.
So everything you do, you're doing it for God?
Well, no, not me. No. I definitely do some stuff in a selfish way for myself from time to time.
Amazing. So you just quote the scripture.
Well, yeah, isn't there a Bible verse that talks about everything you do it for the Lord?
Everything
whatever your hand
I
finds
do,
to do, whatever your hand finds to do it for the Lord.
I do it for you. Everything I do, I do it for you. Amazing. Okay, thank you for responding to that, and I'll put my 2 cents in. You say you had another question?
Yeah. So you know how men, they're supposed to leave the house, mama and daddy's. Well, actually, daddy's place. Mama's just there to take care of it. It's really daddy's place, but
yeah.
They're supposed to get out of the crib, leave the crib at 18, buy their own place. You know, either go to college and get an education, or go pick up a trade, or
go get a job. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the woman supposed to do? What are the girls supposed to do at 18?
Well, normally they should wait until they get married. When they leave their father, when they leave the protection of the father, they would go, they'll get married. Now they're under the protection of the husband, right? But because the men are mama's boys, that's impossible.
Right.
That's impossible for the woman now. So she's going to have to work on herself in the same way a man works on himself. And then she's going to have to go out and live her own life. But she should not stay under mama's skirt tail after a certain age, after 18, 19, 20.
So she should move out as well?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, that's okay. That was just, I was just wondering what you thought about that. Like if she should stick around, or
no, because if she stayed around mama would destroy her.
Oh, of course, yeah. So, what do you think about what do you think? Because I know like an educated woman is it's not a good idea,
right?
But what do you? How would you solve, I guess, the issue of, let's say a woman moves out at 18, and then she's having to work 2 jobs, because if she doesn't have an education and she can't get, necessarily a higher paying job like a man could.
But you don't need an education to get a high paying job.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. We live in a way different world now. So what's a woman's purpose then, I guess, after leaving the home, going out and getting a job? Then what's really her purpose? I mean,
her
at that
purpose
point,
is to return to the father, just as the man's purpose is to return to the father, and the woman's purpose too is to overcome her hell by returning to the father.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, amazing.
So then, what's the point of her finding a husband then, if she just needs to return to the father?
It's natural and there's a normal natural for a woman to want to get married, have children.
Yeah.
It's put in her. It's that way. But she can misuse that.
Is that a carnal thing? Is it a lower nature?
She can misuse that and want it for the wrong reason. And so she'll end up marrying the wrong man. She'll and they'll be having these children. They'll destroy the children. That's why she That's why she must return to the Father so she can live in her natural state of being.
Okay. So is her desire to have children and be a mother, is that a lower nature desire?
It could be. In the beginning, it is. But if she work on herself, it will become a higher nature desire. Because women naturally want to have children. It's put in them to want to have children. But because,
that's what I'm saying.
Because they are angry, they can live it on the lower level and it become destructive.
So is there a way to bring children into the world that's at a higher state of consciousness?
Yeah, by being present.
Yeah, but I'm saying, if you're completely present, how are you going to plant your seed in a woman?
Well, you're not gonna want to, and you wouldn't want children.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
that's what
all your needs, you have no want. When you're present, you have no wants and no needs.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, if everybody's present and fully conscious, and
but
aware,
everybody's not present. On a handful of people are present.
So what I'm saying is, how can procreation and having babies even be a good thing?
Because
it's in and of itself, it seems as if it's evil.
It's neither good nor evil.
It's neither?
No.
So how is that?
It's neither good nor evil.
It just is?
Yes.
So I guess what I'm saying is, if sexual desire is a lower carnal nature, how are children, which are the product of sex and that lower carnal nature, how are children coming into the world a good thing?
It's neither good nor bad. Because children are coming into the world innocent, and they're only destroyed by the mothers and fathers, and that's what changed their nature. But Andrew, I got to run.
Yeah, I know.
Call me again, though.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to figure this out.
All right. We'll talk about it some more.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Super chat. Super.
Super chats. Woozy gave a Rumble rant over on Jesse Lee Peterson Rumble. Just heard on the local news that a woman who kept falsely accusing her ex-husband of abuse against their 2 children was arrested and thrown in jail yesterday. Finally, some good news for a change.
Right on. I'm not aware of that, but right on. About time. Nice.
Good for Manhood Hour.
It's amazing how women so easily make up lies about men when they want to take the man's children to short. They just make up lies, and they don't feel anything about it. What? No. I understand the nature. Go ahead. Thank you.
Pastor Shadowley with the Rumble rant. Good morning, Jesse and team.
Good morning.
Friendly reminder that it is not natural for a man to complain and whine. They have the spirit of the woman and need to go and forgive their mother. # Team Christ. Jesse emoji. Christ holding Pepe baby emoji.
Amazing. You're right about that. Thank you. Amazing.
Mike Young with the coffee. Hey, Jesse and James Hake. I don't know if you guys know about this, but I love the fact that Tulsi Gabbard officially joining the Republican Party is another plus for the Great White Hope. What do you think, guys?
I don't love it.
Oh, I love it.
I'm glad that the Great White Hope is getting the support, though.
Nice.
Yeah. But
I'm pumped, Mike.
Nice. Thank you, Mike.
Heart demand bought our coffee. Jesse, how would you expect a child would be when they go out to the real world and become adult if they're not going to listen to their parents to tell them to back off when they tell you something? Is that what actually parenting is?
I'm not sure what you're saying.
Me neither. Let me see if I'm reading it correctly.
Okay.
Jesse, how would you expect a child would be when they go out into the real world and become adults if they're not going to listen to their parents? To tell them to back off when they tell you something? Is that what parenting what actually parenting is?
Make the question clearer for me. I don't understand the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it clearer for me. You can either call or another super chat. 888-775-3773. What's the name of the person?
Heart Demand.
Hard demand. Call me or make it a little clearer. It's not clear.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sion bought a coffee. If someone is going to join the military, they better do 8 or more years. 4 years is not enough. 4 to 5 years is only for benefits. Vance was only there for a couple of years to pay for school. A lot of people take advantage of the military that way, and they let any foreigner in, even give them papers, citizenship if they go in.
I saw an interview once, and I think we even played it here, soundbites from it, Sion, where the people were saying they were going to the military for the benefits. They get free rent, they get free this, and they get free that, free food. It's crazy, but that's not the reason they used to go to the military, to be honest. Amazing. Thank you.
And Tony says, hi, Jesse. Yes, they are original verses. won't say a name, but I get inspired while watching the show. Thanks for the inspiration. I hope you enjoy them. P.S. Hake, you messed up the last verse. Ha ha. Oh, my bad, Tony.
There are original what?
Verses.
Oh.
You know, it was like sounded like a song or a poem. I believe he wrote them. Sounding like.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Tony, for your
thank
coffee.
you.
And pardon me for butchering your last verse. It's horrible.
Nice.
Sion bought a coffee. Jesse, sometimes Satan works extra hard on my head. Then I sometimes feel like life, it's not worth living. I haven't been the same since my best friend passed. I have always never really cared for life, but this time it's gotten really strong. When I saw the burial of my best friend, it's gotten worse. I'm hanging tough, but I'm not as strong as you, Jesse. Love you. Single tear crying.
Love you back. May your friend rest in peace and come out of your head. You're just in your thoughts and emotions, and it's not real. Stay present, Sion, and you'll be fine. It's does you no good to be feeling that way. Zero. All right? Stay out of your head. What the? Love you back.
Aries 1 with a diamond. Copernicus was a Freemason. Galileo was a heretic.
Nice. Whoever they are.
They were the ones who found out that we orbit the sun and that the earth is a ball. And they were Christians.
I rest my case.
But one was a Freemason Christian.
You hear that, Sarah?
And the other was a heretic Christian.
From Arizona.
I'm not sure whose side Aries 1 is on.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Shout out to Dijon Paul, Aries 1, Havanan, Games for Rec, Groovy Monkey, Wolf336, and the rest of the supporters on the D-Live crew. Thank you guys for the support, as always. And thank you guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Excuse me. Let me go to, is it Irvin? Ivan out of California. First time caller. Ivan, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
All is well.
Good, brother. Hey, so recently, the mother of my daughter and I, we separated, and because she says she's been growing closer to the Lord, and she's been she wants to honor God because we were living together, not married for a while. And but off and on, I was being picky with jobs and jumping from job to job,
right?
And not keeping a steady job. And then one night she called me when I was at work, and she told me her dog passed away. And months back, there was some money that was left around, and long story short. She was upset because I took it because I put it towards the car for some car maintenance a while back because I was short, and she wanted to use that money to cremate the dog when it died, and to cremate it, and I told her I used it to fix the car a while back, and she was pretty mad and she was hurt, and she told me she was done with me because of that, and also because of me being picky with jobs and feeling like she's alone, and because when I am at work, she feels alone, and so so I do honor that she wants to honor the Word of God and the Bible and
right,
and not live together married. But man, like it's been hard to let go, brother, because like she has my daughter and so I don't know like what's gonna happen next. But man, it's just been like a battle to like figure out like what I'm gonna do now,
And so, have you moved out already?
Yeah, I moved out. I moved in with Pops because Pops was like, "Oh, come over here." So I said, "Okay, I'll go over there." And so I've been with my dad for like a few weeks now.
And how old are you?
And I'm 31.
And so are you're still able to see your daughter? Are you still able to see your child?
Yeah, yes.
So
she doesn't mind like me coming over the house. Like she doesn't like I still got a house key.
Right.
And I go over the house. Like yesterday I went over and to see my daughter because I try not to go too many days so I don't get like accused of walking out on her.
Right.
Because my lady she always like grew up, but she always talked about like growing up without a father and like how her father was never there, and I don't know what that's like because my dad was always there for me.
Right.
But like I know that she could try to project that onto me because like the mother she lives with her mother too, and the mother, my mother-in-law is a single mother.
Oh. And so your question for me is what?
Is like, should I try to fight for the relationship or just stay put?
Stay put. Don't fight for anything. The relationship should happen naturally or not happen at all. And so you should stay there with your father and then eventually get your own place and just live your life. Take care of your child. And if this relationship is meant to be, it will happen naturally.
Okay.
And then if you're having pain from it, the breakup or whatever, it's only because you're in your head and you're having memories about it. And the memory is bringing on the pain, and you think that's real, but it's just thoughts. Let those thoughts pass.
Yeah. You're right. Those are just thoughts because
right.
Because it's been hard to sleep because I keep thinking of like my daughter and a man. Like I still have pride, and I still have like an ego. So I still worry about like, oh, I don't want to see another man carry or be near or be around my daughter.
Yeah, let those thoughts go and just work on you. Overcome the anger by forgiving your parents. God will forgive you. Do the silent prayer and just so you can be present and let God's will be done. It'll be amazing. You'll be amazed how it will turn out for you.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, hey, thank you, Jesse.
You're welcome, brother. I wish you well.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first time call out of Los Angeles. EROC.
Hey, how you doing?
All is well. You're on the air. Go ahead.
All right. I feel kind of lost right now. I've been trying real hard. And it's just like life. Feels like life just beat me down, and
you said life is beating you down?
Myself. I'm just beating down myself, man. And yeah, life as well, but I feel like I'm just not.
How do you beat yourself down?
I'm not giving myself the right opportunities.
How old are you?
I'm going on 30. I'm about to be 30, man.
And how are you beating yourself down?
I just don't embrace love.
Why not?
And I don't show love to people who do this.
Why not?
I'm in pain, man. I'm just I'm dealing with mental health issues and
Are you able to call me back the first thing in the morning and I'll take your call right away?
Yeah, you got it.
Because I'm running out of time. Call me and I'll remind them that I told you to call me back, and I'll take your call as soon as you call in. All right?
Okay, thanks.
All right, buddy. I am so out of time, folks. I am so out of time. The Hake Report is coming up right now. The Hake Report, and then join us Friday at 11 a.m. and a brand new episode of the Bond Archive there at 3 p.m. Pacific time, and then at 4 p.m. the American Anchor Baby. Get on that straight and narrow phone and stay there, stay there, stay there. You could be free. And to the callers, I'm out of time. Rick out of Virginia, Aaron out of Maryland, Max, a first-time caller out of Florida, and the call just dropped. I'm out of time. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day. Thank you all.
Check. I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Check. Look, stand up. Stand up, we got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop with the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if you don't, then we lose. And then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
I read or heard that some Republicans are starting to pull their advertisements from Google or whomever, right? Because so many conservatives are being shut down, discriminated against, shadow banned, and all that kind of stuff. So conservatives are starting to fight back. It is happening to us too. I'm just taking it one day at a time. But you can go to jlptalk.com and find all the ways to support us. You can check out rebuildingdemand.com and support our nonprofit organization. You can call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663. And don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, and Sunny. And also, we have thefatherstate.tv. Ring the bell. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingdemand.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side.